This is part 250, line 22E, binding zero energy neutron triton proton helium 3 scattering 5G Wow Seti. There's the alien radio signal there. And this is, I'm going to Google binding energy plus protons plus neutrons plus triton to see what I get. Zero energy neutron triton and proton helium 3 scattering with EFTNOPI from Johannes Kircher. It says model independent constraints for the neutron triton and proton helium 3 scattering lengths are calculated with a leading order interaction derived from an effective field theory without explicit pions. Using the singlet neutron proton scattering length, the deuteron and the triton binding energy as input, the predictions are all those there. Bunch of little numbers and signs there, okay? Are obtained. The calculations employ the resonating group method and include the column interaction when appropriate. The theoretical uncertainty is assessed via variation of the regulator parameter of the short distance interaction from 400 MeV 1.6 GeV. The phase shift in scattering length results for the proton helium 3 system are consistent with the recent phase shift analysis and with model calculations. For neutron triton, the results for the scattering lengths in both singlet and triplet channels are significantly smaller than suggested by our matrix and partial wave analysis extractions from data. For a better understanding of this discrepancy, the sensitivity of the low energy 4-body scattering system to variations in the neutron, and proton 2 nucleon scattering lengths is calculated. Induced by strong charge symmetry breaking contact interactions, this dependence is found insignificant. In contrast, a strong correlation between the neutron triton scattering length and the triton binding energy analogous to the Phillips line is found. So the keywords are nuclear theory and nuclear experiment, and that's from adsabs@harvard.edu. June 24, 2012. Keywords from the data, the formula ideas. You want to take your zero energy, add neutron triton, plus proton helium 3, plus scattering, plus EFTNOPI, effective field theory without explicit pions. Singlet neutron proton scattering length, plus deuteron, plus triton, plus binding energy, plus input, plus predictions. Plus your calculations, plus the resonating group method, plus column interaction. Phase shift, plus scattering length, plus proton, plus helium -3, plus model calculations, plus neutron triton, plus scattering lengths, plus singlet triple, plus triplet channels, plus smaller, plus R matrix, plus partial wave analysis extractions, plus data. So I Googled resonating group method. Wiki quote: the Fredholm determinant was used by physicist John A. Wheeler, 1937, Physics Review 52-1107, to help provide mathematical description of the wave function for a composite nucleus composed of an anti-symmetricized combination of partial wave functions by the method of resonating group structure. This method corresponds to the various possible ways of distributing the energy of neutrons and protons into fundamental boson and fermion nucleon cluster groups, or building blocks such as the alpha particle. Helium-3 deuterium triton di-neutron. When applied to the method of resonating group structure for beta and alpha stable isotopes, use of the Fredholm determinant determines the energy values of the composite system, and 2. Determines scattering and disintegration cross-sections. The method of resonating group structure of Wheeler provides the theoretical basis for all subsequent nucleon cluster models and associated cluster energy dynamics for all light and heavy mass isotopes. See review of cluster models in physics and N.D. Cook 2006. Formulas continued. Low energy plus 4-body scattering system plus neutron plus proton plus 2 nucleon scattering lengths plus calculated. Strong plus charge symmetry breaking contact interactions plus dependence plus insignificant plus contrast plus strong correlation plus between the plus neutron triton plus scattering length plus triton binding energy analogous the Phillips line plus found. Google Triton binding energies analogous, because I want to know what it is. So in Wiki it says a bound system typically has a lower potential energy, that is its constituent parts. This is what keeps the system together. Often this means that energy is released upon the creation of a bound state. The usual convention is that this corresponds to a positive binding energy. Google the Phillips line, no definition given. I Googled it and I couldn't find out what it meant. So June 24th, 2012, formula of ideas from Wikidata definitions. So I take the definitions, I look for keywords that stand out to me that have been in, either already been in the WOW videos from lines 1 to 22, or things that stand out to me. So it says wave function plus composite nucleus plus anti-symmetrized combination of partial wave functions plus method of resonating group structure. Distribute plus energy plus neutrons plus protons plus fundamental boson plus fermion nucleon cluster groups plus building blocks. It says keyword building blocks was in the first alien message videos. I think in line 17's data. Yeah, okay. So building blocks plus alpha particle plus helium-3 plus deuterium plus triton plus dineutron method of resonating group structure plus beta. I might learn if I have a spell here. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Plus the alpha stable isotopes plus Fredholm determinant plus determines the energy values of the composite system plus determines scattering plus disintegration cross sections. The method of resonating group structures of Wheeler plus theory plus nucleon cluster models plus cluster energy dynamics plus light plus heavy plus mass isotopes plus cluster models in physics in N.D. Cook 2006. Formula continued, bound system plus lower energy plus keeps together plus energy released plus creation of bound state equals positive binding energy for fusion. Okay? So next I'm going to go on to line 22E10A, and I'm still researching 10B, so it'll be a little while before I get that one out.